what about in your experience? Because you also wanted to spill beans.
So let me say how I think about funds, right? We are coming out with an article that's called the elusive VC edge, and we kind of preface it by saying that many LPs will ask you as a GP, what's your edge or your USP, as you described it, and many LPs honestly will not know what they're asking, because they know that they expect an answer about different competitive strengths, but they don't know exactly what they would like to see, what they think is the right answer for the GP to come up with, which makes it very difficult to evaluate correctly. So LP, a lot of responsibility there on our LPs in the ecosystem as well when it comes to sophistication. But on the GP side, you'll also see tons of different answers to the question, what's your edge? And I do think that it is correct that there are a ton of different answers based on what you're investing in and so on. But I do think that there is a framework to it. What I'm saying is that we have, I think I say that it's 7 questions that you have this need to have a unique empathy for the founders that you're investing in and the situation that they're in, the journey that they're on. Typically, that is at least a team member having an operational background from the sector, stuff like that. As you said, if you're investing in deep tech, haven't been on a deep tech journey, that gets tough. Then next question, how many reps have you done? Meaning how many repetitions have you done within this market? Here comes track record as well, but it's also about, have you managed money on behalf of others? Because that's part of being a VC firm. Because you might have angel background, but if you have never managed other people's capital, never raised capital from others, which is also an important part of running a successful VC business, you might have a difficult time, right? Same thing when it comes to delivering value to founders. If you're saying like I saw a team the other day that had a great idea about how they would bring frameworks to founders and they would develop these. And I was like, well, most founders that are successful don't need your framework. And if you don't already have them, but you're kind of like developing them, I don't really see you as having done enough reps, because you should have those on your backbone ready to go.
Yeah.
Then I say the distribution flywheel is incredibly important in venture, because everything in venture is about being able to access LPs, founders, customers. And because you're inherently on a small budget as a VC firm, when you're starting out especially, you really have to have everything working perfectly in unison.
Yeah.
And then that's a bit back to the reps, right? Because if you've just come up with the idea and thesis and so on, you typically will not be able to say, this is how every little thing in my ecosystem interlocks. And that is just where I think you can see a lot of first-time managers, the difference between someone who's ready to be a first-time manager and someone who's not. Because you want to have this in place. Then there's the arena you play in and the players that are in that arena. It's vastly different whether you are a vertically focused VC in a small market or you're a agnostic VC trying to win in all of Europe.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly all right to do a pan-European vertically agnostic fund if you have 4 people spinning out of the top firms and you've deployed billions of capital and you have the best networks across Europe. But oftentimes you see that strategy pursued by people where you're like, that's not very convincing. Why would you ever? For me, in the seed stage, Seed Camp is like really a fund that's done incredible work and scours the whole market. Why would a founder go for your money versus Seed Camps? If you can't tell me that very convincingly, why would I put my money with you versus Seed Camp? And yes, Seed Camp are hard to get into. You have to build a relationship and so on. But there are quite a few funds like Seed Camp where, as an LP, it's not difficult to deploy capital and get access to European VC funds. The top echelon are oversubscribed and difficult, but there are still very competitive, great funds that aren't. And then I think that there's the whole game of being able to generate liquidity and understanding the basics of portfolio construction and portfolio management. That is something where I think you definitely see some VCs not being as sophisticated as you would. So this is where I'm saying these are my questions to a VC that I want to see answered when I ask, what's your edge, right? And I want to see them if you then only have 30 seconds, they should know, okay, where do I focus my time here? What is the point? Yeah. But if you have 30 minutes, you actually have time to cover all of this. You don't have to spend 30 minutes talking a bit east and west and deep dive on the vertical and so on. Because I'm typically bought in on most verticals. There's not a lot of verticals that I don't buy into being investable. What I really want to understand is your firm, because it's your firm I'm investing in. And I think that,
True. Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Good points. Totally.
And I think coming back to the reps and all this, for you investing in impact, right? And the reps is also a lot about processes. And if you don't have good processes in place to track impact measurement, that's something for you where you're like, I don't feel comfortable doing this because I'm here for impact.